Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to today's edition of the Just Us Review, where we like to take our favorite shows, whether they're from the genre of superhero, they can be supernatural, they can be extraterrestrial, they can be horror. Don't care. Break them down and give you guys that knit and that grit. And if we like it, we love it. And if we don't, God damn it, you're going to hear about it. And today, to round out the year and to round out the season, we're going to discuss the ending of The Mandalorian. Now, there's a lot of things going on in this episode. You know, a lot of cheers, a lot of tears, and a lot of misgivings. But we're going to go ahead and go across the table and figure out, everybody, how would you rate this episode without going into too much details? How did you feel about it? Christian, go ahead.
It was the worst episode of the series.
Okay, that's an opinion. Say it. How about you?
It didn't feel as eventful as the ending to the first series, to the first season.
Okay. Let's go on, John.
Let's leave out.
Okay, sure.
Floor is yours.
It felt like it was supposed to be an ending. That's why it didn't feel as I want to say to be continued as the first season. But overall, I did like it. I just I was expecting more, but I'm actually quite happy with what we got.
John, what are you thinking?
So
It doesn't matter. So, all in all, I thought this episode was actually pretty good.
fuck me, huh?
How do you feel about it, John?
If you must.
Yeah.
That's right. Top rate criticism right there, baby. All right. All in all, I actually liked this episode a lot. And as soon as I saw it, I was like, this is actually really good. These other motherfuckers are gonna hate it. I literally said that. And when I came in the next day, I was like, it was great. But you motherfuckers are gonna hate it. So let's go ahead and kick off the top with some of the goods. The overview is Mando is mad. He want his baby back ribs, and he's coming to get them. And the baby back ribs in this case is known as Grogu. Grogu's out there, pop locking it and dropping it with the Death Star people, and he's going to rescue him and get him back. And he's assembled his team to go and run up inside this destroyer and get Grogu back. That's the whole plot of this episode. Now let's break down the particulars. Who want to go talk about the goods?
I got it good.
Okay.
I'm gonna start off small because I know they're the good that everybody else wants to point out, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna let y'all have it, but I'm gonna point this good out. I think we need to start giving credit to the puppeteers and the animatronics people and shit like that does Baby Yoda.
Yeah.
Because they really know how to make him. Yeah, they really know how to make him like look and act like a baby and sell you on that character. For the most part, because there was a scene or two in this episode that I was like, I saw how the sausage is made.
I will say it we're not gonna talk about that yet, but when he starts walking, I was talking. Yeah, that was adorable. All right, any more goods? Okay, so my good for this episode is the comp.
Just fuck him, huh?
I thought he wasn't gonna say nothing.
No, I'm still thinking.
So my good for the episode is the fight between Mando and my boy Gigi.
Mom Gideon.
Yeah, MG Gideon all day. Mm-hmm. So that fight I thought was awesome because maybe I'm wrong. This is one of the best fights I've seen with a lightsaber bladed weapon, because a lot of lightsaber bladed fights I've seen has been trash. But I actually like
the on the show or it's Star Wars.
It's Star Wars general, because
I would put it up there too because I'll say this: I didn't expect Moff to have some bucking.
Exactly. Like
this fight was better than it was with Ahsoka and the other chick.
Yeah. Cause the other chick was like, I'm about to lose this.
It also showed us like all of the Jedi movements that we're used to seeing, and they carried that with Ahsoka, but neither Moff Gideon nor Mando were Jedi, so they just fight.
It was like two. It was just like two people, just no form. Just I'm gonna club you to death with my light stick.
Mando was like, whoa! I didn't think you had. Wait, what's going on? Stop, please.
And the thing was, this was after he got tossed around by the Dark Trooper, and I actually like that scene as well because usually we just see him whooping everybody's ass, but
He was getting handled.
I got questions.
Okay.
I'll save it for the bad.
Any more goods?
Again with the fight scene between Moff Gideon and Mando, because at this time we don't know that because he knows Bo-Katan's there, he has an ulterior motive to it. So he's like, oh, I don't want Bo-Katan to have the sword, so I'm gonna fight him, and if he disarms me, then she still doesn't get it.
So that's my good. Moff Gideon's petty beyond petty.
Yeah. He was the best part of this episode and this series. Like, let's just put it out there. He's been consistently the best performing on the show.
Oh, yeah.
He's been the most interesting. He moves the plot forward with the shit that he's been doing. Like, why are we sitting up here pretending like this elephant isn't in the room?
Like when we cut towards the latter part, and Mando beats him, and then he goes to Bo-Katan, and then he's like, yeah, she can't take the sword from you. She gotta fight you. And Mando's like, okay, I give up. He's like, nah.
Nah, playing pimp. I read the instructions.
Right, and Bo-Katan was so pissed because she was like, this motherfucker.
That shit was hilarious because, circling back around when she was like, you need to get off that old credo shit, man, though. And now the tables have turned darkness.
And he was like, just take the damn hand. I don't want this. And she was like, my honor dictates I can't take it.
My honor dictates I can't take my helmet off. Whatever.
But yeah.
I got another mini good Bo-Katan's partner that's Baker Life, but we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that later.
Her enemy not.
We'll talk about that later.
I mean, I thought she was cool, but I have something to say about my bads.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, she's going to the bad.
But keep going. What were you saying, Christian?
No. We're gonna wait till we get to the bad because I have some shit to say.
Okay.
About her.
I'm still looking for another good.
Oh, I have some goods. So one of my favorite goods is, fuck what the table says, as soon as the X-Wing showed up, and I was like, okay, and it was by itself. I was like, oh snap, because then I had to remember what time period this was. And he popped Saber, and it was green, and I was like, okay, that's my boy Luke Skywalker. Honestly, I was hoping it was Ezra. Honestly, if it was Ezra from my Rebels, I would have passed him. I would have passed the fuck out if it was Ezra. But when it popped green, and then it did the overlay because it looked just like Darth Vader when he walked in at the end of Rogue One, and he goes in and he's doing the work, and Rodriguez's machines are catching all that dirt work. I thought it was awesome. I actually like that scene. I wish they would have. There's some bads to that, but we'll get to that in the bads.
I personally did also like that scene because, to me, I haven't seen Rogue One and I haven't seen Rebels. But
Rogue One was the best Star Wars movie ever.
Okay, can I continue?
Yeah, I'm just letting you know that you have homework.
And then so I'm like, okay, so what other Jedi would be reaching out to him? Because they can't just introduce a brand new person that's just going to take the child at the end of the season. So I'm like, it has to be
That's
someone.
what I was hoping for.
No, because it wouldn't have made sense to me. Because I'm like, wait, who the fuck is this? No, it needs to be a familiar face, in my opinion. And so I'm like, well, this is right after episode 6. Who else do we know besides Luke Skywalker?
Ezra?
She didn't want
Again, I've never seen Rebels. Who else do I know besides Luke Skywalker?
Ahsoka, but she already said she couldn't come get him.
So,
you said you said who else do you know? I'm just asking the question.
obviously, excluding the woman who said she wasn't going to do it.
Ben Kenobi's still out there, but I'm just gonna sit in my corner and wait.
Kenobi, I think he's dead.
Yeah, he's dead.
He did.
Oh yeah, he is
You
dead.
saw his spirit at the end of episode 6.
I'm getting messed up here, man.
Timelines.
Yeah, timelines and stuff. Oh, and one of my favorite parts. So I'm glad they brought it back because I thought it was the Baby Yoda handcuffs. Those things are adorable. They put handcuffs on a baby. Yeah, we monsters. We are. The tables have turned, darkness.
So I want to like that the Bo-Katan and crew took the whole ship. But
are we in bad now?
But
I mean, we might as well.
No, we still in good.
I mean, it was kind of cool to see, but at the same time, it's stormtroopers. Okay.
I like the dynamic that they had was, they had all the women fighting.
Mm.
And seeing how
I'm joking, and we'll get to that in a bit because I actually like that.
And seeing how well they worked together and how well they were so quick to cover each other and have each other's back. But I also have a bad about that one, just one.
I just miss my boy. What's his name?
Boba Fett?
No, the black guy.
Carlo.
I mean, what's he gonna do?
Like I said, he shout orders.
Shout orders and
That you got it right there.
He's gonna shout and put maybe whoop somebody.
Probably gonna walk up in there with his belt.
Man, no.
Whatever. One of them. Yeah,
I stormtroopers.
No, I got it. He called brothers gonna walk in there. Which one of y'all put the cuffs on that? Oh, by the way, one of those stormtroopers called it so dirty. I was like, wait a minute. Yo, he didn't deserve nothing. I think one got executed like close up, and I was like, yo, that's too wild for Disney right there. Like, people were getting murdered. Okay, and my last good has to be the ending scene with Mando and Baby Yoda, and
When he takes off his helmet?
yeah, and Luke is like, you gotta give her permission to go.
You mean that helmet he wore you want to take?
All rules
child.
change. All rules have changed.
No, it's because the entire series he'd never seen his face, and so he's like, well, I want him not to just remember the suit of armor, but to remember me. So that's what I interpreted it as.
That's actually very thoughtful.
I know.
And this isn't me being an asshole or joking or anything like that. I actually did not think of it that way.
This is the way.
All right, let's get to the bad.
Yeah.
Before we get into these fads, I already knew you guys were gonna hate this part, so I'm just gonna push back.
We gonna say that for last.
I'm gonna push back.
That's not even in the bad. That's an ungodly.
I'm gonna push back and let y'all have at it. Ready? 3, 2, take it away.
All right, so you brought up armor. Glad you brought that up. Apparently, he got the cheat code armor because
Come on, Mando.
Mando got the cheat code armor. He fought one of those dark troopers, and he should have had a concussion, if not have been dead. But the way he was getting punched in the head.
No.
Compare that.
It's pure Beskar?
No.
Oh, I didn't know Beskar was just code word for adamantium.
Wait. You will accept adamantium being indestructible, but you won't accept a hard metal in another situation being indestructible.
Like they literally said that lightsabers can't go through it. You think a droid's armor's gonna go through it?
I will not accept a droid hammering his fist 10 times into his face.
Okay.
Maybe the helmet's just really snug. He probably has whiplash, but we won't know.
So I'm sorry. So these same androids is punching Wolverine's claws. They should give some bend, huh?
What?
What he's saying
if the droid punched Wolverine's claws, would the claws bend?
no, they wouldn't because they're indestructible.
Okay.
But he's not talking about the
There's
metal being indestructible.
There's a person
You're talking
inside
about
that.
him at the same time.
Well, it's like Iron Man. Yeah, Just because the suit can't be destroyed, but the motherfucker inside it is gonna have fucking internal bleeding.
Who said he was fucked up?
I never said he wasn't like injured. I just said maybe his helmet's just really snug.
The show said he wasn't injured.
All we saw was his face. We don't see his bodily
He
injuries.
got up and did the rest of his mission like he wasn't.
No, he got up hurt. It took him a minute to get up.
If you say so. Replay the tape.
That's one of the good things I felt like they did with this character. Just because we can't see his face, we still get to see what he's feeling and the state of him. in his movements, in the body language.
Body acting.
Compare that helmet to that door that they were punching through at the end.
Because the helmet is stronger than the door.
That helmet is.
The door's not best door.
Yeah.
I gotta teach you about mass.
I gotta teach you about metals and their properties.
I gotta teach you about mass.
It's like saying, well, it's a stack of papers, it shouldn't be able to blow it over.
The best bar spear that he had survived his shit being blown up.
Good for that. That was heat.
Heat and force.
That was heat that survived the spear survived the heat. I'm just saying, a can opener beat the shit out of him, and there was not one dent, not one sign of concussion, no slowing down Mando at all after that.
Well, that's because his helmet, you know what a helmet
And
is
you
designed
know
to do.
what? Adrenaline exists.
You know if you watch football.
Keep it going.
Adrenaline
Keep it going.
You know
Keep
if
it
in
going.
football, when they collide with each other, the helmet protects them, right?
You know that brain disease is real in football, right?
Yeah, but it doesn't happen in
They made a whole movie about it. Will Smith starred.
Tell the truth.
You act like after one collision, he should have been punch drawn.
It was 8 collisions. How many times did he punch him?
Have y'all seen a football game?
Okay.
You know what? Okay, go ahead.
I saw what that droid did to a door.
Okay, I'm gonna put out my bad. While I did like it, I'm gonna call it out. Everybody can fight me. The whole girl power shit was forced to me.
I call bullshit.
They did. It felt like a whole girls get it done
Oh
thing.
hell yeah!
And I was like,
and for everybody that's saying it was better than that it made sense story wise over Marvel and the boys, no it didn't. Where was the
Bo-Katan
third?
had a crew.
Yeah, where was the third guy?
Well,
The third Mandalorian?
I figured that they just had territory back in the fish planet, so I was like, someone has to stay behind to make sure they don't get robbed.
He
wasn't in the bar.
Okay.
So they didn't even
Don't
ask.
say no to brunch.
You could have called him after you pieced and dapped up with Bill Bird. He got the 3 guns. He know 3 gun style. Why didn't y'all call him?
Two
It was like-
Mandalorians is better than none.
They was like, that was some good sniping, son. All right, bye.
Like
Also,
Carl Weathers, the sheriff on that fan people planet.
I'm not even counting them. I'm just counting the 2 that I thought was egregious, which
Why
was
would
the third.
the sheriff leave? He's the sheriff.
Exactly.
Because the kid. Because the kid.
Why would Cara Dune leave? She's the sheriff.
She's a marshal, but there are other marshals on the planet.
Are there?
Yes.
Did they say that?
She's the
Why
marshal.
would they? Okay, but there are other officials.
But Timothy,
Assuming that you're
so
right, there
Timothy
are other.
Oliphant can't leave, but she
Who?
can.
The guy from the first episode.
Justified.
That had Boba Fett's armor.
The guy who married the
Okay, so you could just said the sheriff, but I mean he's the only I want to say authority in that town because it's a small
Wait,
town.
before he's getting
She's
that.
the sheriff of a bigger town, so there are other officials that she can leave it up to, and plus she's got black dude, what's his name? Forgot his
Carl
name.
Weathers.
Carl Weathers, and he's there.
You're making a lot of excuses for
So,
people.
so what I'm bringing up is like I just felt like the 2 most egregious cases, which was that third Mandalorian that just so happened to be a dude that just so happened to not be in this episode, even though in the last episode we saw that all 3 of them travel together all the time, and
Did
I'm
we?
like,
That they
yeah.
travel together all the time.
Yeah,
Or that they
always
came to his
together.
rescue?
Every-
No,
Wait,
because
wait,
at
that
the
was only-
harbor when Mando got there was only the black girl. I don't know her name, but she was the only one, and she was watching him, and she was by herself.
Yeah, she was.
That's setting up character stuff.
No,
No,
you can't
it's
have
a
it both
fact.
ways.
She was by herself, so you can't assume that they all traveled together
And then they
all the
came
time.
along, the rest came along afterwards. So
The-
we're
the
talking.
Yes, to meet the only Mandalorian that they've seen in a long time.
The point
Exactly, and to enlist his help because they helped him.
the point is they travel in a 3.
No, you can't assume that is what I'm saying.
So
If
why didn't they
the
get
first
him?
time we saw her, she was by herself. The next 2 times we saw those characters, it was the 3 of them.
why did-
So next time we
So
see
here's
2 of them.
But here's the thing, though. Mando knew the streets was hot and that he needed all hands on deck. Why didn't they get him?
Where's my question?
Especially considering
Why are we
that
assuming that he's still alive?
because he lived in the
Who
episode.
said he couldn't die between that episode?
Oh, so we all screening people?
My thing is, you can't assume that there wasn't.
So
that
here's
he was
another
just
problem.
not there.
Here's another
I
problem.
get that what you're saying. Like for the situation, it
What
was
I'm
just
saying
like,
is they wrote
don't you
it that
need
way.
as many people
Okay,
as you can get?
that's
but
like-
remember, they just stole that blip.
The what?
The blip that that Mando helped them steal in that other episode.
Yeah,
And all
yeah.
the weapons on it. So maybe he was there to take care of those. We
By
don't know.
himself.
They need at least one person.
So what I'm getting at is they wrote it that way so you can have a female moment.
And I get that.
Even because my other egregious one is, and I know because of what happens later, but once again, Boba Fett stays in the car.
Please don't talk about Boba Fett. I'm next.
Another fact. No, I was next.
No, she's next.
Wait a minute. Now, based on the plan, what Boba Fett did.
That's so fucking convenient.
Wait, hold on.
It is.
Wait,
That's the second time he stayed in the car.
In every Star Wars movie, if anybody approaches the store, the first thing they release are goddamn TIE fighters.
Once again, they wrote it that way.
But again,
It's
it makes
fol-
sense because the rest of them are fighters. He's a better pilot. So he was piloting.
He was whooping ass. in
But
that
he was
first
also-
episode.
he's also-
He was when he was on the ground, but if the situation goes for him to be in the ship, and if other ships are also coming out, and they don't want your people to be attacked, then you stay in the ship.
You don't have no cloaking device or nothing.
Didn't he take out the TIE fighters?
No, he took out one.
He took out one, and then he led the other one away.
I'm just saying, in a galaxy far, far away, there's a
It
lot
sounds like
more-
you need a Bill Burr.
No, it's not even that. I didn't even want him there. It sounds to me like they wrote it that way, and that's my point.
And I get what you're saying. I'm just saying, but it also ties in with this, and this. But you're like, oh, but it seems like the only way this would have worked is if they had all the women fighting this one person.
Here's my thing.
I'm saying they
In this
set
one
it up.
situation.
I'm saying
Here's
they
my
set it
deal.
up.
And I'm
So-
not saying that they didn't. I'm
so-
just saying, but these other factors exist also.
Here's my question.
But
This is a fictitious universe. I don't care if this is how they set it up. So what?
If you're going to write something, it has to be believable. And yes, and even if it's fiction, it has to be believable to some extent. You can sit up there like you have an epilepsy all you want, but
So
my point still stands.
we're in
And
a world-
if I can poke holes in your logic,
We can
then
poke holes in the fact that space wizards are running around with light swords.
I have a question for the person who hasn't said nothing. Do you believe that the person who knows how to fly their ship can fly it better? It's yes or no?
Slay one.
Because Boba Fett, it's his ship.
Mhm.
No one else will know his ship better than he does.
I need him to turn
Because
around.
Ben's new.
I need him to turn around and come back and throw some hands.
exactly.
But again, he would be the best person to fly his own ship in an evasive manner. Because it's his.
Fine.
It ain't about that.
Okay.
It ain't about that.
No, but you're saying that the way that they set it up was for this reason and this reason only. But I'm like, but it also makes
So
sense
here's-
because of this
so-
reason.
So
what he's
you-
trying to say
You
is
can make stuff make sense so that the thing that you want to happen can happen. That's what writing is.
I'm aware of that.
I believe we're mad at like I get the situation and how it just fell there, but my thing is that's such a small thing. I don't care.
and here's the thing though. I'm not even mad at the situation. I'm just pointing out.
But some sect of fans would be like, that was more believable than Avengers.
And yeah.
and it always go back to that, and I'm like, so which one is it? Is it the boys or this or Avengers?
My thing is this: at that point, both sides are irrelevant because now we're arguing points about about things that don't matter. It doesn't matter if it happened in the boys. It doesn't matter if it happened here because now we're
Now
arguing.
he wants to be the voice of
No,
the
because now we're arguing about what people are arguing on the internet.
Well, we're talking about the fan base.
Did you enjoy what they gave you?
Yes.
Okay.
I wasn't mad.
I wish they had more of a challenge.
I
True,
wish,
but I also got.
Me and I dodged a laser bolt.
But with that being
I
said,
wish
isn't
the
that
action had more snap to it, like that Moff Gideon fight.
and I'm cool with that. But my thing is, if the current trend is that stormtroopers are hilariously outmanned.
Even though you made an episode which humanized them and made you feel sorry for them, but whatever.
But execute the shit out of
them. But even though they're hilariously outmanned, even by the smallest of numbers, you wanted that to change in the last episode? Because then it would have been like, where the fuck were these Star Troopers this entire time? These Star Troopers are fighting back.
So here's the thing, and this is where I see the problem. So here's my thing. Yes, you need to make us believe that they had a difficult time, especially if you want us to buy the fact that they're going to rescue Baby Yoda and it was a hard fight.
You want to know who had a hard fight? Mando had a hard fight.
Yeah, exactly.
This man, he had to deploy the Death Troopers. He had to fight one. He had to rescue Baby Yoda. Mm-hmm. He had to sword fight Moff Gideon and bring him back alive.
Mm-hmm. Gina Carano's gun broke mid-fight and they still coasted. she bought a fucked up gun into the gunfight and they still coasted.
Let me point you back to episode 2 or 3. No, whichever episode the Fish Planet was, when these 4 Mandalorians literally walk through an entire
But they're Mandalorians, they're like Super Saiyans. Like, okay, you set that up.
So now you got 2 Super Saiyans, Ming-Na, who just won't die, and Bertha number 2.
That's Big Bertha.
Big Bertha number 2. Like, she looked like Granny Goodness's mold. And she comes from DC. And she comes walking through there. So now you got 4 tanks running through and destroying the ship. You've already established that 4 Super Saiyan tanks can do it. Now you got 4 other tanks.
Can I do my bad?
Yeah.
You keep defending every problem that we have.
I have to.
You don't have to.
All right, I'm gonna be quiet. Y'all let me know.
You need to save your energy for
I like how he was like, let me step back.
And then hit him back. Exactly. Like, shut up.
I just can't wait to do my crash dummy test.
Okay, so moving on to my next bad is with Bo-Katan and basically the black girl, keep forgetting her name. But
side chick.
She ain't no side chick, she a main all day, you know what?
In the very beginning of the episode, Mando and Boba Fett walk in there to, ask for their help, and they just start outright attacking
them. all over my bed because you could.
Just tag team.
Exactly.
Okay.
Go. No. Continue what you were saying because we gonna talk about that.
Okay, I'm gonna go
I actually like that scene.
I'm gonna go to my next bad scene.
No. Continue.
No. Let me finish because it was with Bo-Katan.
Okay.
So I'm still on Bo-Katan. Mm-hmm. They're on the ship. You've told everybody Moff Gideon's mine for a reason that only you know and possibly the Mandalorian that you brought with you. No one else knows this reason, but you're gonna sit there on the bridge and just wait after you know that, he was supposed to be here, he's not here. I'm gonna just sit, twiddle my thumbs till something happens.
She didn't get on her job.
You've had
exactly, and then you want to get mad when he walks in with the dark saber.
Well, to be fair,
nothing.
to be fair, she didn't think Darth Gideon was about his own business.
They scrapped before. She should know enough about him.
Because he said this used to belong to Bo-Katan, and then they said you can only win the blade by beating someone in battle. So if he has beaten her in battle before,
then
she should have been basically on his ass about it.
Exactly.
But throughout this series, we've seen Darth Gideon do nothing but send flunky after flunky to do his work.
But if he beat her in battle, she should have made sure, okay, I need to go get this as fast as possible because this is my goal. This is the only reason I'm here.
Exactly.
But that's more of the cleverness of Gideon, where he was like,
"No, it's not Gideon. It's on her.
No,
she stood there and didn't do anything.
No,
Because they literally got to the main room and then waited.
Well, because if you remember, when they took over the ship, she did the same thing with Mando, and she was like, "Oh
but
yeah."
But she knew Moff Gideon wasn't there.
Of course, but no. When she needed to get the information, and she was like, "Okay, I'm gonna go through this," and she went to the front of the ship. She's like, "Okay, I need to get information about this," and Mando was like, "That's not the deal. That's not why we're supposed to be here."
She was active.
Exactly,
and
but
this
again,
thing that
she
she's
went to the
talking
front of the
about,
ship to talk
she
to the
was
person
not.
She was going to talk to get the information she wanted.
They literally
Because-
got to that room, cleared it out, and then sat there and waited.
Because by the-
and then
No,
she
I
gets all
understand
huffy when he comes in with the darksaber, and I'm like, why didn't you track down Mando and then
Especially-
run in and get your licks in while they
She
were
got in there and
fighting?
she was like, Moff Gideon's not here. He's supposed to be here. That's when you
Because-
all asked out the room to find him.
No. Because at that point, she thought he'd escaped. Why would he still be there?
Why would you not take the ship to make sure?
stayed where it
Especially if he
is.
was there when you boarded and no ships have left because Boba Fett would have told you.
It's
No,
almost
Boba
like,
Fett was gone at this point.
They
He's
were on
still
top of
hanging
Boba
around,
Fett.
I believe.
But he was gone.
I don't think he went
It's
into
almost-
hyperspace yet.
it's almost like she was sitting in a bridge and could see everything around the ship.
Right? Like there are life forms.
If she could, if by that definition, that means that she would have known that Mando and him was
It's almost-
scrapping.
All right, this
So,
is the last
in
thing to say.
conclusion-
Thank you.
Bo-Katan was fucking stupid when she got to that ship because she should have made sure she was going to get her saber and she wouldn't have been mad and thinking about killing Mando when he got there.
So in all the ships that you board, where leadership is normally at the head of the ship, when eventually on this one ship you get on, oh, that dude might be in the cargo bay. Come on.
But if you
So
get
here's
to the
my
head of the
thing.
ship
Why
and
wasn't your-
leadership isn't there,
Why wasn't your next move to call whoever wasn't there and be like, do you have eyes on Gideon?
exactly? If
Like-
if they've just cleared out the ship, okay, spread out, find Moff Gideon, keep him busy, don't disarm him
Because-
till I get
wait,
there.
wait, no,
That should have been what she
because-
needs to do,
by the
especially
time-
if she
because by
wanted to
the
take
time-
over Mandalore like she wanted.
By the time she got there, Mando and old dude was already scrapping.
No, they weren't. She got there and he was just getting to the brig.
No, because they was already that was going on at the same time.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it
Because
was.
we saw Moff Gideon in the brig after they got to the bridge.
What are you talking about?
They got to the bridge
They-
first.
no, no,
where
no.
Moff Gideon, let me finish.
Okay.
They finished their cleanup.
Did I not just say let me finish?
You're taking too long.
They got to the bridge, and then we see Moff Gideon's not here. They literally say that, and then Mando goes to the brig
Goes to 5
where
more missions.
Grogu is supposed to be, and Moff Gideon is standing there with the dark saber pointed at him. That's literally how it goes. I watched it this morning.
Okay.
And in addition to that, okay, so your excuse was, oh, well, they probably thought Moff Gideon dipped. You mean to tell me Moff Gideon dipped and left the main thing that he was protecting, Grogu, on the ship?
Yeah.
Why would he do that?
Because you can always come back and get it another day, as he's proven.
No, the fuck you can't. They
Well,
took over
we
the
didn't
ship.
know that until afterwards when he said, I've gotten what I needed from him, take him. But then at
That
the end,
was a
he would
lie.
rather have killed him. He would rather have killed him than let someone else take him, so it proved that he didn't still have anything left.
So
I-
he already got what. He already got what he needed. So.
And so says he. He's
So-
the villain.
But then
you
he
trust
tried
what
to
he
kill
says?
Grogu anyway, rather
Exactly.
than when he saw the Jedi on the screen.
He also
When
said
saw-
you can take him while he was doing this behind his hand.
Because he's a bad guy.
Exactly.
So then why would you believe him when he's like, I have everything I need?
Because okay, my thing is, what
He's
he's
like, he's like a Trump supporter. Like,
No. So basically, what you guys are saying, because we all know that they were trying to get DNA from him. Because basically, since the first episode, they know they were trying to inject him and pull some of his DNA out. So basically, what you guys are saying is that the entire time that he's been on their ship, now one motherfucker had a needle on them to go and extract his DNA.
So basically, what
Well,
you're
you can
also
only
saying
take so
is,
much blood out of something so small. That's why they needed him, so they could collect it at the source.
But
If
exactly.
you remember in a previous episode, he said we have exhausted all of the resources that we got from him, so you can't just draw some.
But in
what you're also saying too is,
So you.
we get it. We
I'm
get
waiting.
it.
I'm
what you're also saying too is, so you mean they took the DNA sample from him that one time real quick and just left him?
Yeah.
Why? Kill him.
My thing, no. What she said.
As a matter of fact,
Wait.
and if he's dead, he won't resist.
Exactly. As a matter of fact.
Fucking kill him.
But what she said is right. I got my material from you. But as long as I got you, I can keep pulling it. I got what I need.
Okay, but you just went against that.
No. I don't need you. But if I have you as a source, I'm still going to tap the king.
Then you need him.
No, you don't.
Yes, you do.
If I pull the material that I need from you, I got what I need. But you still an ample source of material.
Why do they keep chasing him then?
No, the scientists that they had, he said, we exhausted what we had and we need him back.
Yeah.
He literally said that.
Are you telling me they didn't pull no more on the
said
ship?
You can only take out so much before he
that.
dies. So obviously, if they still were taking some, then they needed him.
No, so they could have. So while on the ship, hold on. Because if that was the case, he wouldn't have tried to kill him.
At the very
That
end,
was
when
a
the
bluff.
Jedi showed up and obliterated
That
all
was
of
a
the
fucking bluff.
If the whole point of this is to clone whoever from his genetic material,
Then why did they leave him the fuck alone when they
wait.
had him in season 1?
wait a minute, then it would have been, yo, they rushing up on me, they coming for the asset, y'all need to send somebody to come get this.
He had the Dark Troopers. He thought he was relatively safe, and so he wasn't going to kill Grogu. He was trying to kill Mando because he wanted to keep Grogu. But then when Luke Skywalker showed up, obliterating every Dark Trooper they had, that's when he's like, oh shit, I gotta kill him.
Exactly.
I'd rather him be dead.
Over. When Luke
and
showed
lose
up,
what I had than give him to a Jedi.
he was confident as fuck until that X-Wing came. And then he got scared and he was like, well, the shit's done now. I'm gonna kill Grogu and myself.
I agree with that.
Well fought battle.
We did. Let's not forget. Because Bo-Katan likes to stand around like he laid like 15 bullets in the herd.
Yeah.
That's how you lost the best.
And then he was like,
Exactly.
he was like, fuck, I should have thought this through because I needed some bullets for Grogu.
Not to mention, she got lit up.
Exactly.
And then nobody checked on her.
It's like he did that specifically to her, despite the fact he should have shot Grogu first.
My question is, does she have?
Oh yeah.
Is her armor made of that metal?
Beskar, yes, all the Mandalorians are supposed to have it.
Well, no, wait.
Wait.
Hers isn't 100%.
It can't be.
Wait, is she
She did not get up for the rest of the episode.
No, she wasn't in the back.
She got up in the very last scene.
Yeah, she was in the back. So she's fine.
They never saw her
It just
get
took her long.
She was like, G.
I mean, he emptied the clip, and there was a laser, so I don't know how you do that.
He's like, Moff Gideon, that's all you got?
One charge at a time. All right, who got another bag?
Me. Dear God, me. Okay, so let's get into this. Boba Fett, step right up.
Already?
Yeah. Look, I've been harping on this for 3 goddamn fucking episodes. I do not see what y'all like in this character. And this episode did not... As a matter of fact, he went down in my eyes.
Yeah, he just blasted a whole sand dune.
Not only did he stay in the car again, but then he goes to... No, you shut up. Him and Mando walk in the bar like they was king shit looking for the other two.
Oh, yeah.
And then they start talking shit and homegirl was like, you ain't even a real Mandalorian. You shut the fuck up. Like, damn, man.
Which one's a good one?
And then he snuffed homegirl and got that one lick in. And then she proceeds to beat his ass. And then Bo-Katan's like, break it off. You see she did that, man, when her homegirl was winning. And then Mando was like, Boba Fett, you say your fat ass in the fucking car for the rest of the mission. Because that was embarrassing. I don't get it. Someone please tell me what the hype is. Because he didn't do shit.
And then
He wasn't fighting stormtroopers.
He didn't do do shit. Then at the end, then post credit scene with him and homegirl walk in and pose for a picture that no one was taking. After they knock down that net beer. Fuck yourself.
Yeah,
Seriously.
I am not watching the book of Boba
Fett.
I'm actually gonna. I can't actually want to watch that one because
why? What is the draw?
I would love to let you let me finish. I love when I get started. What are you talking about? The reason I want to see that is because it's going to get more into the whole underworld of the Star Wars universe. Because I remember
I thought the Mandalorian was supposed to do that.
No,
I thought Lando was supposed to do that.
The purpose of this show is to show the exploits of a bounty hunter and a dying Gaul clan. Now, what we never got to see is the seedy underworld of Star Wars. That's what one of the games was supposed to be showing us.
That's weird because they started off with that.
In what?
Yeah, they did.
In the Mandalorian.
Yeah, I mean,
Are you part of the guild?
John Leguizamo got dressed up in all that crap just to show you that in an episode.
And
It's almost like y'all sacrificed that to show Jedi jerk off bullshit.
But the whole point, but I can't wait to see it because he's picking up Jabba the Hutt's criminal den. And that's one of the things that we get to explore.
I'm not gonna lie, I can miss that one.
Yeah.
That on the list of Star Wars shows that's coming out, that is not one.
And after his performance in that season finale, he didn't show me shit.
also, Rodriguez is attached to this new show, so I'm
Robert Rodriguez?
Yeah.
Oh, he gonna do that for $5. He gonna do that whole season for $5. Get ready, y'all.
This show, not just a show, that scene proved exactly what Christian was talking about. The Mandalorian was just a palette swap for what the fans claimed that they really wanted from Star Wars. We got Baby Yoda as a stand-in for Yoda, and we got Mando as a stand-in for Boba Fett. And what they do in the last season, we're just gonna give you Boba Fett.
Speak that truth.
And then we're gonna turn Baby Yoda into Jedi Yoda. So yeah, fuck.
I don't agree with that.
And then,
Of course you don't. You're a blind fanboy. We haven't even got to the egregious part of that episode.
They literally just dropped all the pretenses and said, all right, fine. We're giving you original Star Wars.
I would also
They
argue.
gave us original Star Wars so much they gave us Luke Skywalker back in the last episode.
Thanks for the segue.
No.
Yeah, we're going there.
Like it's just a one-for-one palette swap. They gave us a completely.
Oh, so you believe in palette swaps now?
You guys are arguing mismatched things.
No. What I'm arguing is that
Come on.
we did our Star Wars wrap up.
Okay.
The fan base did their Star Wars wrap up on Twitter. They said, fuck Kathleen Kennedy, fuck the Star Wars franchise, y'all don't know what y'all doing with it. We're the fans, we know best. In our argument, we said that the Star Wars fan base just want the shit from 30 years ago. And if you try to give them control of the Star Wars franchise, they don't know what to do with it really. They just want to see the same shit over and over again.
I believe that's wrong.
Think about it seriously. What
You said in that argument, if I'm ever CEO, I will walk in the room and say, raise your hand if you're a fan of Star Wars. Whoever raises their hand, get the fuck out. That's what you said.
We got it on tape.
All right. After that,
I don't believe
after
that.
that,
Let him finish.
After that, The Mandalorian came out. John Favreau was God's savior. John Favreau, I've literally seen on Twitter, John Favreau is in the hospital for lifting the Star Wars franchise out of oblivion.
They also did that dead meme with Pedro Pascal, but that's the humor
They also
of
did
those same fans. They have none.
They also did the meme of J.J. Abrams says, we can't satisfy old fans and new fans. Here comes John Favreau to save the day. Hold my beer. So
John, I'm not satisfied.
So which one is it? Is it...
Because you hate Jedi.
Is it...
My thing is that first of all, okay, if you walking into the franchise like fuck it anyway, then there's no pleasing it anyway. Because
who walked into the franchise?
Come on, Christian. The day one, you was like, "Fuck this show. I don't even give a fuck." With
because what this Star Wars show was three movies after one another. Star Wars didn't give him a reason to care about it.
Exactly.
Can I speak on this?
Maybe. Go ahead.
So they said, "Okay, we're gonna give you guys something different." We gave you guys the man.
Did they give us something different?
Yes, they did.
That was Christian's argument from the first season wrap up. He said, "Did they really give us something different?" Mandalorian is just a palette swap from Boba Fett, and Baby Yoda is just a palette swap of Yoda.
Even with the Ahsoka episode, all that was Luke going to train with Yoda.
No, that's not.
Yes, it was. It practically played out.
That's nowhere near.
It practically played out the same way. It's just that they gave a curve and was
pulling it, but it's out of his ass.
No.
I see where you were pulling it from, but she also had her own issue that she needed to do with, and
she had to get a spinoff.
Yeah, and if it wasn't for the spinoff, he would have left them right there, and it would have been the end of it. And that was the thing I was gonna say before you jumped on me.
That's all the episode when Luke went to the Dagobah system. You gotta get into Demigod to train with Yoda.
That's all that was. They just pulled a twist by her putting her foot down and emphatically saying, hell no. Whereas Yoda was just like, no. Okay, yes. But she was like, no. Hell no. That's all that was.
Also, if we want to go from where that started and where it ended, it just switched from Yoda training Luke to Luke training Yoda.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. That's not creative at all.
All they want you to do, with Star Wars, all they're doing is, we've proven that y'all don't want anything completely different, so we're gonna give you visual cues.
Are they aware that Luke is the only person out there training Jedis at this time?
Because Yoda told him.
Here's the thing. First of all, not unless the story says so, or I make a new Star Wars story that says the book of Capsule Corp.
No, Luke is literally the only person training Jedi.
Okay, says who?
Yoda literally said, "Hey, there are no other Jedi at this moment. You need to train."
So here's the thing: you launch like 80 shows. One of those shows could be like, "There's another Jedi training Jedi."
There aren't.
I mean, but
who?
Even in Rebels, Kanan dies.
Okay, so up until I make a story that deems it so, then who's to say?
Because didn't a bunch of Jedi escape and get out there?
Yeah.
Ahsoka being one of them.
Baby Yoda being the other one.
So apparently,
my thing is, you can't sit up here and be holding to canon. And then talk about you want new shit. That's the shit that he was just saying.
Wait.
Because
Ahsoka came from Clone Wars, yes? I haven't seen Clone Wars, so I'm just clarifying.
She came from Clone Wars.
Okay. Have they told us of any other Jedi that are supposed to be training at that time?
At the time of Clone Wars or at the time of the show?
At the time of the show.
This show?
Because
no.
After all the Jedi had escaped when Anakin went ham on everybody.
So in Clone Wars,
Obi-Wan trained, started training Luke, and then Luke then went to Yoda, and then Yoda said, "Train others as I have trained you, because you're a master now." They didn't establish that there were any other masters training anybody out there. But then we had Clone Wars, and Ahsoka is another Jedi that we know is out there.
She's not really a master.
But she's not a master, but she's technically qualified to teach.
Not really.
She said she was.
She never went through the trials.
How old is she by the time that
doesn't matter.
I'm not talking to you.
It doesn't matter.
Why doesn't it matter?
She doesn't go through the trials.
But she also left the Jedi before she can go through the trials.
So why did she tell Mando that?
She just said she can't train him.
The reason she gave was because he has emotions.
Yes.
Okay,
and so from her teachings, I'm guessing here, she knows that the feelings that he's feeling right now, she cannot work with.
Okay.
So she was sending him to the stone where he can hopefully find someone that can work with
that's
him.
Valid, and that's not what I'm getting at.
Jedi out
there? She said hopefully, maybe. So and that's why Luke Skywalker came, because that was a Jedi qualified to teach who came to help.
Fast who?
Fucking Yoda! He said you teach others if I teach you.
Did Yoda give him the doctorate and say
yes? Luke Skywalker passed the trials.
He died.
Yoda said he was to teach others in episode 6.
Cause my thing is, by that time, if it ain't no Jedi and y'all So here's my problem with this.
The story wrote itself that Luke Skywalker is the only Jedi in the universe.
Yeah.
That's the only one that we know of, exactly. So why would they
Why do
bring
you keep
it?
saying the only one you know of?
Because you just
Reb-
said that others escaped, and you said that you wanted there to be
And
another Jedi that
which
they
is why I want to
introduced.
see more Jedi.
It's not going to
Now,
make
me-
sense to people, because if they just brought in someone else, I would have been like, who is this? Who is
Another
this?
Jedi.
So if they just brought in Luke Skywalker, even for a little cameo to take the baby and go, I think that's fine.
So-
I don't have a problem with that.
So here's why.
Okay,
Here's why the cameo at the
Give me a
end.
headache, man.
Here's why the cameo at the end falls flat for me.
Okay.
If we're going by this, then everybody always knew Luke Skywalker was gonna be the one that Baby Yoda was gonna have to go to. So
Yeah.
Setting up a fucking cameo for Luke Skywalker
5
doesn't
episodes
excite me.
It wasn't for you.
So that's the problem. That's the problem. If you go. No, you go.
Because then there's no
Number
surprise.
5, go.
I'm not mad at that. Honestly. The thing is, you can't please everybody with it. You 2, maybe 3 would have liked somebody else.
I would have liked no Jedi.
Thing is, you have to give the fans of this franchise who have been in it for 30 odd years, they need to have something. So giving them Luke Skywalker a cameo at the end of the season,
All 2 minutes.
it doesn't hurt at all. Especially since we knew from episode 6 that he was still that he's taking on students now, that he's teaching people.
So here's my thing, and this is the thing that Christian and Seb was trying to say the entire time until everything went nuts. Star Wars, the franchise is even the Mandalorian. Even if they're giving you a new story, they are relying on visual and familiar cues to keep you invested. Because if they just gave you
To
new
keep
characters,
a specific audience invested.
if they gave you all new stuff with different characters and nothing looks familiar, people reject it.
I'd have to push back on that one.
Yes,
Wait, hold a
Because
minute.
the only reason I push back is because I look at them more as like Easter eggs. Like if they do this,
It's
what's
not
not
an
an
Easter
Easter
egg.
It's not an Easter egg if Luke goddamn Skywalker walks up in
The
there.
thing is, because we're still in the very early stages of the show, we have only just finished the 2nd season. They still have to, build their audience more.
Yeah.
So with dropping these things, in my opinion, it's still like them, trying to get people hooked on it. So it's like, oh, this is a Star Wars story.
Well, and not just that. It's like for what the show has given us,
Mhm.
and a lot of independent stuff that it has, it's like it's being crucified for the little nuggets for the pieces that it drops in there. So it's like all the series now sucks because of this addition.
As opposed to it being
Of
crucified
Luke-
because we put blacks and girls in charge.
Wait, what?
Talking about Star Wars in general. And that was the thing that I was going to get to. I push back against your pushback because the public has shown us that if you give us something totally all new from Star Wars, we will reject it. The public has shown us that when it comes to Star Wars, if it looks unfamiliar, we openly reject it.
Rebels did not start off strong.
Still don't know.
But it's still but what it got. But no. But
Rebels didn't pick up until who showed back up? Darth Maul.
Even the new trilogy that came out. I'm not talking about after it has come out.
No.
Hold on.
To what he said. Darth Maul showed up in Clone Wars.
Yes, he was also in Rebels.
Yeah, but Rebels was already popping by the time he showed up. Yes, he was. I'm gonna pull you the demographic sheet.
when the new when the first movie was being shot, people outraged because the cast was a black guy, a girl, and
Latino,
and the white man was the villain. And they didn't look like anything. They didn't look like anything that they had seen in the new series.
people was trying to fit them in boxes.
And then folks got mad.
Sorry, which one are you referring to?
I'm talking about
The new
trilogy.
Episode 7.
Episode 7, Force Awakens.
Yes.
I got some shit. Continue, please.
And then And then, now a contingent of the fans were excited when Finn got the lightsaber in all the promos. But a bigger contingent of the fans, you know the ones, the racists, were completely up in arms that he was holding a lightsaber.
Okay.
Off the posters.
To push back, Force Awakens broke how many records?
People, they're gonna go see it.
They
Yeah,
are going to
and in the
go.
trailer they showed Han Solo,
So wait,
that was also to bring audiences.
Exactly.
But you're saying people are going to rebel against Star Wars if they show you something new.
Exactly.
Wait. Star Wars breaks all records.
But look what they had to do to get that to happen.
No,
Wait.
because we're saying if they don't show us people that we recognize,
Okay.
then they're not going to accept it. That's why they had Han Solo and Princess Leia. And they
Broke down ass Harrison Ford.
Who didn't want to do Star Wars anymore.
Wait, no. So, what they're saying is that you can't have all new characters without making people mad, especially if you want to bring back the big audience that it had beforehand. Let me finish.
I'm not going to say anything.
Okay, no.
Put your hand in.
So that's why in the trailers that we see Han Solo and Chewbacca, because it brings in audiences. That's why in the movie we see Princess Leia
We
and
see the Millennium Falcon.
we see the Millennium Falcon. We know that the new bad guy, fucking Ben Solo. We know that he's the.
He wants to be Darth. He wants to be Darth Vader.
Want to be
So
Darth Vader?
bad.
That he's Princess Leia and Han Solo's son. So that's like, okay, so this makes sense to me. And then in the end, she needs training. She goes to Luke Skywalker. That's to bring the audiences in because they can't have 3 brand new characters, 2 of them people of color, and everyone just be fine with it.
Well, here's my thing. They never tried it because let me say this. And maybe because they were afraid to. But my thing is, if they would have showed all new people and didn't touch the Star Wars lore, we don't know now how people would have reacted to it.
I mean,
Because we just taken
a
it.
good idea.
No.
We live in the world we know.
It's like
But,
literally, you can go online.
I'm gonna take this little snippet. You guys are talking about the loud racists who make up a small percent of the internet.
And they influence.
Wait. By that definition, Black Panther should have made 0 money. By that definition, Captain Marvel should have made 0 money.
Okay. Pushing back on that, do you know all the memes and posts that came out of people saying boycott Black Panther, pulling up pictures from 11 years ago of someone getting their ass whooped by a black man?
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, oh, boycott Black Panther.
Mm-hmm.
That was still a big hype. It was trending a lot of places.
And how much?
And
How much did Black Panther make?
It made a lot.
No, what's that
I
magic
don't know
number?
the fucking number of it. I know that they made a lot. Okay, it made $1 billion.
Okay.
But the fact is,
so now
when
you
there's
say
still
it's
that, and those things still go viral, and they still trend,
So-
and they
so-
don't want
so-
the pushbacks.
So wait.
Especially when they're trying to do something new, because that pushback can have the execs be okay.
So, but basically,
nip that
what
in
you
the bud,
guys
I
are
don't
saying
see it.
is the rabble rouser on the internet don't like something, so they were afraid.
It's almost like episode 8 happened. They rebelled and they said, "Fuck it, do episode 9 and shut them up in the."
Here's my question. Wait, say it. How much money did episode 8 make?
They went to go watch it.
How much money did episode 8 make? I love
First of all,
how
he doesn't. Wait. Hold on.
It made enough for them to change their courses and do episode 9.
So here's the thing. You keep trying to base it on money. The money doesn't matter. People will still see garbage even if it gets low reviews.
But my thing is, you guys are saying this because people on the internet are attacking the product, that now people don't want to see it.
Okay,
No,
other
I'm
example.
saying that the
we have
execs will change shit to appease the people.
My question.
When stuff goes viral,
So
like
my
that, when it
question
goes
is,
trending.
my question is, if you don't believe that, then why did they have the old cast come back in Force Awakens? They could have just started off new.
Literally, if you go online and go on YouTube, you can pull up videos of grown ass men crying over the Force Awakens trailer, and it's not because of anything else except Chewie, we're home. Real fucking tears.
I've seen people cry over the dumbest shit imaginable.
They would not have cried over it if they weren't in that movie.
I have a question. Wasn't Finn supposed to actually be a Jedi?
No, that was never.
That was
the Easter egg that they were giving us, right?
That was a bait and switch.
Whether or not that was never gonna happen, they still made us think like that was gonna happen, and people were mad about it, and then it never happened. So everyone's like, "Oh, why aren't we getting a Black Jedi? We haven't had one since the 90s with Sam Jackson. Where's the Black Jedi that we were basically promised at the beginning of this movie? Why? Because people got mad when they saw the trailer?
Or that, Rey, you're nobody. Oh, I'm sorry for your bounty. I was just playing. I was just playing fantasy.
And if you go,
technically a Skywalker, if you go.
and if you look at the behind the scenes shit about what was going on with those movies or with Star Wars in general, there was supposed to be a director for each of the new trilogy. Before 8 came out, the director for the third movie, they pulled him because they was like, no, we want to put JJ back in. This
wasn't it Josh Trank?
No, it wasn't Josh Trank. I forgot who he was. But
I could have sworn Josh Trank was attached to one of those movies.
You know what? He was, and then he fucked it away because of Fantastic Four. But also too, Solo. Solo had a different director, and then they pulled it. Why did they pull them? Because they said it wasn't Star Wars enough, and they got safe Ron Howard to go up in there and direct Solo. They do not want people to have brand new stuff when it comes to the Star Wars franchise. You can get a little bit of new, but you gotta get, but we only give you enough to make you think it's new. And if it's new, they put familiar visual cues in there. That's how Star Wars works. That was one of the most notorious things behind the scenes. They got one of the original guys to come back and doctor up all the scripts for the movies because they needed it to be Star Wars enough. That's what they're saying.
Getting back to the Luke Skywalker bullshit, like, it's not even the fact that he appears, it's the fact that he appears as old as Mark Hamill with a deep fake, and the deep fake doesn't even look good.
Yeah, I thought that was a different actor.
It wasn't?
It was Mark Hamill.
No, they got a stand-in.
I thought it was
They got a stand-in who kind of looked like
the CG on his face looked fucking horrible.
But they defaked it to look like the...
Yeah, I knew there was some editing on the face, but I didn't know that it wasn't a different actor.
He looked like...
You think Mark Hamill can still move like that?
No, I thought it was a different actor. You guys were saying that they brought in Mark Hamill and smoothed up his face. I was like, what?
He can't move like that no more.
He looked
There's not enough technology to defake.
Ain't enough WD-40 in this world to make him move like that.
Or armor all.
In episode 9, he was struggling to hold up his arm. The force would be hell.
But my point is, they were so quick to do that shit, and then it didn't even look good, and honestly, it was tasteless. it was. I don't care who jerked off to that scene. Like, you could have ended that a different way. And if you were gonna do that, first of all, I would have rather you not had a Jedi, period. But if it was gonna be someone, I would rather it would have been a different Jedi. Hell, dust off Mace Windu. Apparently, no mother. So you go
died in episode 3?
Darth Maul, who died and made a crime syndicate? Yeah.
Darth Maul is alive.
Darth Maul is alive.
Stop spoiling it.
No. Clone Wars.
I haven't seen that either.
So, and also that he comes from an entire tribe.
Okay.
But my point is, like, first of all,
he also has a brother.
First of all, one, I would rather you had not had Jedi. Two, maybe do a different Jedi if you just had to do it. Either someone new, or someone that you could bring back reasonably. Or 3, if you just had to do Luke Skywalker, Sebastian Stan was standing right there.
I think he was filming the Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
They done with that.
They done with that shit.
Here's the deal. I honestly knew that this was an inevitability because honestly, Baby Yoda can't follow him around for 3 seasons, for more extra seasons.
Why not?
Because
that's a legit question. Why
he
not?
needs to be trained as a Jedi.
Well, not just that, because then it becomes an old trope, and then people will be like, "Why?" Because the whole point of this is to get him to his people or train him as a Mandalorian.
So here's my question.
Well, wait. We know he can't train him as a Mandalorian. So he was
Why?
like, okay,
They literally said in season 1 that he wasn't strong enough.
So
Do you see the size of that baby? He can't do it. That's literally what they said.
Do you think Yoda could have been in the
so wait.
If the story said so, yes.
Let me finish.
I mean,
so he can't train him to be a Mandalorian, so the only thing was to get him to his people. His people being the Jedis. So I knew eventually he'd have to give them all to a Jedi eventually. Now, when you said a Jedi came up, like I said before, I was hoping it would have been Ezra because that would have pulled it around full circle.
No one knows who your fan made character. But I would have accepted that.
But I would have accepted.
Wait, do you know who Ezra is?
No one knows who your OP is. I don't know who the fuck that is. But I would have accepted it. My point is, like...
But because of the movies, and this is all in canon, I knew eventually it'd have to be Luke because Luke is the only person.
I feel like the only way they could have brought in a whole new Jedi to introduce us to would have been if they had established, maybe like said his name or something.
We never
prior
established
episodes.
Din Django Unchained or whatever the fuck his name is. but we got to see him. But he got a fucking show. That is bullshit. Please stop selling
That
me
came because people
bullshit.
wanted to see Boba Fett, correct?
No, that the fuck them. It was about. We got this because we're exploring the culture of the Mandalorians.
Okay.
The Mandalorian, people are like, what is the Mandalorian? And I was like, okay, cool. What they gave us was a spaghetti western in space.
And what did they do? They made up a new character.
Exactly. And then
Put Boba Fett clothes
So
on.
the thing
those are
is,
not Boba Fett's clothes.
they're introducing new characters, but they still have to have the old things to draw people in.
So-
They can't keep.
No, they
So
don't.
why are y'all
No,
so-
they don't.
They drew us in with Boba Fett. They drew us in with fucking.
They did that because they knew they could do that, but you could have just made up a new character.
Everyone was like, "Oh my God,
Can I say
Yoda,
one
that
thing?
was bringing people in."
Those are not Boba Fett's clothes.
Bringing people in, it was to gain the audience, because it's like, "Oh, Yoda as a baby, oh, it's so cute. I want to see that shit." That's what it is. Please get your hands off me. So what I'm saying is, I feel like because of they're in the early stages of this show, they can't do what you guys want them to do, which is have them be all new people, because they still were establishing that fan base. And that's why moving forward, now that we see that, oh, technically he can lay claim to the throne of Mandalore because he has the dark saber.
Some shit he didn't want before, but keep going.
Can I say this? Thank you guys for joining us. On the Just Us review. As you can see, this is a very but this shit was ridiculous. This episode was a goddamn headache. You know what? Like and subscribe. You can put your comments in. But after hearing these assholes, I don't even care no more about Star Wars. Alright, like and subscribe. But until next time, those are not Boba Fett's clothes. Those are his daddy clothes that he inherited after he died.
So who was that in the first Star Wars? Who fell into the Psylark pit?
Exactly.
Who was that?
Boba Fett!
Wait,
Who was he wearing?
Boba Fett was wearing his father's uniform when he fell into the side of the pit. The sheriff then picked up that outfit. Started wearing it. So Boba Fett has been without that armor.
How was that hard to understand?
Like he literally set it up a dead Mandalorian, which was Boba Fett.
His daddy owned some Jordans. When he died, he took his dad's Jordans. When he went to go play basketball, he got crossed up in his daddy's Jordans. Why is this hard to understand?
Those are his Jordans now.
Those are his dad's Jordans. They were made for him. He was hooping and all. He got the 6 rings.